Hello, everyone. Welcome back to What Businesses Need to Know Right Now. I'm your host, Nettie Owens with Sapari Group, and today I have Lauren Schieffer with me. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome.
Hey there.
We're going to be talking about leadership. This is definitely Lauren's area of expertise, and she has a lot of experience to back her up, not only from her own company, but from her years. You were with Mary Kay for a stretch and did well in that role. You've made it to the leadership ranks basically in whatever you've done, and now you're teaching that going forward. So I'm excited to dig in. At this point, Lauren shares her wisdom through her writing, through keynotes, training, and through her 9 essentials of significant leadership, which I'll be asking you about, to help people transform, to help managers and other executives transform and make decisions and behave better towards the people that are in their leadership role, in their realm. So let's get started, Lauren. Talk to me a little bit more. You talk about leadership, but you also talk about success and you talk about significance. And I think sometimes, as business owners, we talk about success, but we don't talk about significance as much. Is there a difference between the two? And how would you define that?
Absolutely, there is a difference. Most of us are programmed to chase success. Success is inwardly focused. It's about how much money I make, what my title is, what my accolades or accomplishments are, where my parking spot is, what kind of car I drive. It's all about me. Significance, on the other hand, is outwardly focused. It has nothing whatsoever to do with compensation packages or titles. Significance is about how many lives you touch and the manner in which you choose to impact them, because how we impact others is a choice. So significance is about we, and choosing significance in a leadership role shifts your paradigm with regard to how you're leading.
I hear that. I hear that definition, and I'm thinking right now for myself, I was like, well, I consider success when I reach a goal, but significance feels like it has a much more lasting result to it. And I loved how you explain the difference between that I focus and the we focus with significance.
So in fact, if I could add, you will know that you have been significant when people who talk about you don't talk about what you have achieved for yourself, but rather what you've accomplished in the service of others.
And I would wonder if part of that is how you've touched their lives. So you'll know you've been significant if someone else says, you've changed my life through, and then shares that action. That's so powerful and such a reframe on how we talk about success and leadership. Certainly something I feel like is valuable right now, especially during this time of people shifting how they're working and where they're working and wanting to work for companies that really matter to them. I think that this concept of significance and leadership is one that needs to be heard and will matter more and more as the years go on. So it's one, you define your 9 essentials as of significant leadership, right? So you're not just saying 9 essentials of leadership, but 9 essentials of significant leadership. So what are those 9 essentials, and why did you position it this way?
So I've had the privilege of sitting at the feet of some very significant leaders, in addition to my father, the Colonel. And I recognized certain characteristics that they all had in common, which I steeped down to my 9 essentials. And they are a very 40,000 foot view of leadership. But my experience has proven to me that the day-to-day deliverables of leadership will all fall naturally into place if the leader functions through the filter of the 9 essentials. So here are the 9 essentials. First, number 1, understand your own value. We cannot treat anyone else with respect if we don't respect ourselves. So understand your own value. Number 2, treat all people with respect, whether or not you like what they think, say, or do. Now, that's not about respect for someone. That's about respect to someone. And there's a difference. Number 3, act with integrity at all times in all things. Do what is right because it's right every time, whether anyone is looking or not. Number 4, open your mind to new possibilities. A closed mind cannot lead, and a closed mind cannot grow. Number 5, cast a vision, which seems like Leadership 101 material, but a significant leader focuses on a vision in as much as how will this vision matter to each and every person that I lead? What will it look like for them? What will it feel like for them? Why does it matter to them? Number 6, communicate respectfully to everyone, always. Number 7, lead by example. In every avenue of your life, your team is watching you all the time, not just at work, but at home, and how you treat the busboy at the restaurant and what you do at the grocery store. Number 8, celebrate the results of others. And number 9, work for your replacement. The number one responsibility of all leaders is to replace ourselves. So those are the 9 essentials in a really tiny nutshell.
That was so powerful. I mean, I know you expand on each one of those, but just hearing them, I was imagining myself trying to measure, up to each of those and kind of noticing where I fall short, where there's definitely some room for growth. And I'm so appreciative of that look in. At what point did you add significant in front of leadership? When did that realization come for you?
Realistically, it was about 5 years ago. I had been following servant leadership and counting myself a servant leader. But I noticed a very slight difference, and it is a slight difference, but it's a slight enough difference that I had to grab onto it and run with it. Servant leadership asks for nothing in return. Significant leadership, as a significant leader, I challenge every person that I lead to become a significant leader and carry the legacy of significant leadership forward. So you take that giving, but you also add to it an expectation for everyone that you lead.
I want to just point out that small, slight differences can make huge differences in the outcome. An example is, if you're 1 degree off when you start flying an airplane towards your destination, you will end up hundreds of miles, thousands of miles away from your ultimate destination. So this 1 degree of difference between servant leadership and significant leadership is enough to end up in a completely different place. And I'm imagining that's why you grabbed onto it and ran.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you also post every day. You've called yourself the Kernels' daughter, and you started posting the Kernels of Wisdom, a play on words. How did that begin?
So I am the Colonel's daughter, both in my brand and who I am as a human being. My father was a lieutenant colonel in the United States Air Force. And I spent my entire life practically sitting at his feet, usually cross-legged on the driveway while he worked on one of our cars, handing him a tool every now and then, keeping him company, and listening as he talked to me about life. The life lessons that he gave me throughout my life, he called road signs. He would say, pay attention, kid. This right here, this is a road sign in your life. You have to figure out whether you're going to follow it or not. Now I have taken Dad's road signs and rebranded them as Kernels of Wisdom. And they were life lessons that he knew would be essential to my health, my happiness, and my positive impact on the world. So 2 of my books are a series, part of a series, Kernels of Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Volume 1 is A Daughter's Reflection on Leadership, and Volume 2 is A Daughter's Reflection on Significance. Volume 3, which is in the works, it will be a trilogy, will be on personal ownership and accountability. So it's just taking my dad's quotes and sharing them with a broader audience than these 2 ears.
Mm-hmm. That's very powerful and speaks to your goal and desire to ensure that significant leadership, that it's not just for you, but it's for others, and that you change not just yourself and your path, but that of those around you. So super powerful, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You know, Dad used to say often, anyone can be successful, kiddo. Choose to be significant.
So it wasn't just 5 years ago. It sounds like it started a lot longer.
It did. It was just 5 years ago that I realized that it just all came together.
I know those moments where everything sort of clicks into perfect alignment. You have something for our listeners. If they text the word significance to 411321, can you share a little bit about what they'll receive?
Absolutely. One of the most important aspects necessary for significant leadership moving forward in the 21st century is personal accountability. It has been woefully missing from leadership in decades past. And what worked in the past will just not work going forward with a millennial and a Z dominated workforce. So many people say to me, we just need some accountability. How do we get accountability? How do I get my people to be accountable? Well, no one wakes up in the morning saying to themselves, I'm not going to be accountable today. I just don't think it happens. A lack of accountability is the result of a certain number of key issues. I've identified 3 of them that are easily fixed. It's really a management issue. It's a leadership issue, not a workforce issue. So I wrote a white paper, and it's called Leadership Accountability. It starts with you. And that white paper will be given to anyone who texts significance to 411321.
Cool. Well, so just if you're listening, if you're watching, take out your phone. If you're driving, wait. But take out your phone, open up your text, and just, it's pretty simple. You type in 411321 and then type in the word significance. It'll ask you for your email address, which you'll provide, and then this paper will be sent to you. Thank you so much. That sounds like something that I would love to get my eyeballs on, and we'll definitely text when we're done here. I really appreciate you coming in today and sharing about significant leadership with us. And I'm curious, if you're listening, what are you picking up? What are you going to apply going forward? And if you are enjoying our interviews here, please do come back for more. I'm happy to share these out to the world, to bring you amazing people like Lauren to help expand how you think. If you are listening and you'd like another opportunity to have something to help you grow your business, looking at the strategies that you're using, text FREEDOM to 411321 and you will receive How to Succeed in Business, the proven guide to success for high achievers. Again, like Lauren, it's just an easy way to take a look at what's happening in your business right now and some changes that you could make to improve that. Thank you so much for being here, Lauren, and I'm looking forward to the changes that might happen in my business as I think about significant leadership.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.